Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. We will call the Economic Development Authority meeting of the City of New Ulm to order. Item number 1, roll call. We do have a quorum present. We'll move on to item number 2, approval of minutes.
I'll offer a motion to approve the April 17th minutes.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion does carry. Moving on to item number 3.1, administrative activities for April of 2023.
Good morning, President Bedker and Commissioners. I'll just highlight a few items for you. During the month of April, the EDA received $8,500 back due to issues with the HVAC at the rec center. So had we known about that prior to making our payment to them, it would have lowered our contribution. So we had initially pledged up to $250,000 toward the Renew project, and this lowered our contribution from $235,663 to $227,163. And Nicole, I don't know if you have anything to comment on that.
No, it was just a settlement from one of the companies who helped with the project.
Okay, so that was deposited into the EDA fund. And then under the Homebuyer Assistance Loan Program, note 2 applications were received and approved. Other than that, I don't have anything else to highlight for the month of April.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the,
I'll second.
thanks.
Motion and a second to approve the administrative activities for April 2023. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4.1, Broadway House Fire Alarm Panel Replacement Project.
All right, as you can see in the report, the fire alarm panel system at Broadway House Apartments has reached the end of its usable life. The fire chief and building official both recommend full replacement of the system. The project includes replacing the entire fire alarm system, including the panel, pull stations, heat detectors, strobes, and monitors. And it also includes adding mini horns in all 40 apartments to bring the system up to the current fire code. Precision Alarm Systems maintains the fire alarm panels in all city buildings. So we asked for them to submit a quote, and we received their quote in the amount of $40,675. This project would be paid for with capital fund grants. After this project is completed, we will still have about $350,000 in capital fund grants for future projects.
Thank you.
The only question I would have is that, it sounds like this is the company that we use for everybody or for everything in the city, but it is a full replacement. Would it be worth an open bid? I just want to bring it up.
It's the building officials and I believe the fire chief's preference that we stay with Precision
one.
Alarms because they don't want to put in a fire panel that is proprietary that can only be serviced by that company. They want John to be able to service it, so that's why we only asked for a quote from him.
Understood. I just wanted to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
I'll offer a motion to award the bid to Broadway House Fire Alarm Replacement Project to Precision Alarm Systems, LLC, in the amount of $40,675.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional
Is this
discussion?
in the budget? Or a plan?
Capital fund projects are not budgeted. They're separate from the annual budget.
All right. Thank you.
Any additional discussion?
I do have a question. That stuff like that doesn't have to go on a bid?
Well, that's what Les just asked, and it's under the dollar amount that we're required to
Oh, okay.
go out for bids.
Yeah, all right, yeah, fine.
What is it? over 100,000, or is it
50,000.
150,000?
Under 150,000. You don't have
Anything
to
over
bid it.
150 needs the bid process.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're in good shape then.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 4.2, EDA claims list for May 9th, 2023.
I'll just point out, we did have a generator repair invoice. When they came to do their preventative maintenance this spring, there were some repairs that they were recommending, so we went ahead with those. And also, you'll see a small bill for Pullman Lumber and Design that I put under capital funds. There are going to be several invoices coming through. We had to do some mold remediation in one of our apartments at Broadway House, and all of the bills that come through for that, I'm going to use capital funds for.
Thank you.
I move to approve the EDA May 9th, 2023 claims list.
I'll second that.
Thank you. We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion does carry. Item number 5.1, Economic Development Activity Report.
All right, I'll just quickly run through these items. The New Ulm Partnership finalized their 2023 goals for each organization, and we're moving forward now, working on ways to help each other meet those goals this year. The child care team fundraising efforts continue for Westridge Place. We started planning for the 2023 Provider Appreciation Event, and I was able to get SMIF to sponsor the event this year. Last year, we paid for it, but most of the cost should be covered by SMIF this year, so we appreciate that. And the rehab at Westridge Place should be starting in the near future. The bid was approved at our last meeting. Note under the Small Business Loan Program, one application was approved and another application was received. Under the Small Business Grant Program, one application was received. I've got the city attorney working on developing a lease agreement for the child care providers for Westridge Place. We have 4 providers now interested in our 4 spaces, so we're hoping to open fully leased, which is great news. Other than that, if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, end of
I just heard
report.
that there's another southern town that's doing a pod project like this, that's doing 6. You heard of that one? can't remember where
I
heard
did,
it.
and I need to find out how they can do 6, because I thought 4 was the max you could do in the pod model.
Yeah, I don't-
So I'm not sure.
I was just curious if it's any kind of commercial centers or if they're all individual providers.
I don't know. I have to check into that. I did hear that too.
remember what city, but it was a southern city, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyway.
No, I mean for ours that are interested in ours.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our 4 providers are all family licensed providers.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Is there still the talk of the upper floor being all babies? Or
It can be. It's being built to accommodate that, but I haven't had a center want to pursue it yet. So the building is flexible and could be a center or a family provider. So we have flexibility to do both.
Well, and I think if some providers are coming in and they're moving from their home to there, they don't want to say no to some of the toddler families or small children that they currently have. You know, I think, but it's good that there's interest. Okay.
That'll be a fun ribbon cutting one of these days.
Should be this fall.
Looking for a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second to approve the Economic Development Activity Report. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 6.1, Newbrook report.
Good morning. Morning. My report is attached. I just have a couple of things that I'd like to draw to your attention. First, on June 7th, Matt Dunn, who is the founder of Corey and an ex-Google executive, will be coming to New Ulm to talk about technology development in rural America. Matt founded a group called Corey, which stands for the Center on Rural Innovation, and received a $40 million windfall from Senator Patrick Leahy from Vermont, which where Corey is located in Heartland, Vermont. And New Ulm was selected as one of 38 cities across the country to move and look at technology development as a tech sector hub in rural areas. What will be interesting in Matt's talk is giving you a landscape about rural technology development and how the rural areas are lagging as opposed to their urban counterparts. And we have been working with the Corey team since the first of the year in doing a very deep dive analysis on New Ulm, Brown County, the state of Minnesota, and countrywide. And Rachel Barra, who is part of our Corey team, will be sharing the data that shows where New Ulm sits as far as that. It's also very interesting that we're also part of a working cohort with two other cities, Norfolk, Nebraska, and one out in Oregon, and listening to what they're doing. One of the things that I think we need to address is the access to secondary education, because a lot of the cities that have been awarded Corey grants and what are called Build to Scale grants do have a college that offers technology within their city. The goal in working with Corey is to finish our strategy development through this year, and then in the first quarter of next year, we will apply for what's called a Build to Scale grant. And that grant is about $1.75 million. And they have a very good success rate with this. We've got Michelle Marcraft and Kathy Backer on our Corey core team, as well as a couple commissioners from Brown County. So we've tried to get a good cross-section. But I'd like to invite the EDA board to come to this June 7th thing from 5:30 to 8:30. You'll all be getting invites. It will be held at the Community Center by Johnson Park. And I think it's a rare opportunity to have someone who understands technology development in rural America, as well as Matt's past life as a Google executive. So please come to that. Any questions on the report I submitted? That's really all I have. I think the other interesting thing is that we're going to, starting June 1st, initiate the EDA grant that we were awarded with Region 9. And that was for about $140,000, and that's to begin planning. It's a planning grant, planning of a robotics and factory automation lab here in New Ulm.
Excellent. Didn't you just get a small grant too?
Yeah, we've received, actually, we're 7 for 7 in our grant applications, but we received $5,000 from Compeer Financial for doing the SparkBus study.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
And I think we'll be initiating that probably next month, the first phase of that we can begin looking at the commuter patterns and things like that in more detail.
Okay.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wessel.
I'll offer a motion to receive the Newbrook Executive Director report for April.
I second that.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion does carry. Item number 7.1, West Ridge Place donations.
All right, as you can see, we received a few more donations from our local business community in April, $100 from Full Service Electric and $500 from Minnesota Valley Funeral Homes. So total donations, $600 for the month of April.
Thank you, Heather.
I'll offer the resolution accepting donations to Westridge Place for the period of April 2023.
I'll second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Bragle, please call the roll.
Commissioner Black,
Yes.
Commissioner Berg,
Yes.
Commissioner Markgraf,
Yes.
Commissioner Schultz,
Yes.
Commissioner Kalk, President Bedker.
Yes, that motion does carry. And Eric's in the audience, so thank you for your support of that. We really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, moving on to item number 7.2. At this time, we are going to move into a closed session meeting pursuant to Minnesota Statute 13D.05 Subdivision 3C to determine the asking price and/or developer consider offers or counteroffers for the potential sale of EDA-owned real estate property. At this time, we will be moving into a closed meeting.